gentlemen.
Mr. Cross. Yeah. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you gotta know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had a coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it.
Word, man. Laura. Yes, good morning.
When you out here being saucy.
Too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee.
Early in the morning, time to get it in. Time to show and prove, show you what I've been doing. They say fools rush in, but I'm coming with a passion. I'm trying to get to know you while you thinking that I'm asking. I like to get it poppin', cause my sound is supersonic. I done came so far, and it's early in the morning. I just woke up out my sleep, threw some water on my face. Yeah, it's just another day in the Golden State. Ain't no tossing and turning or time for insomnia. I know the best way to make it is to cut the drama and give it my all and follow through on what I promise.
And even if I fail, at least I was honest.
I can only do what's in my power to do, and what good is this power if I use it like a fool?
If I wanna make it to the top, I gotta study clues, or I could sit back and just watch the new Good Morning attack it.
You can never stop me.
Don't try to photocopy, you could never top me. I was born to be a winner, you could never stop me. Hey, hey, hey. Lindsay.
Copy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play a game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. I just put my watch on, you know what time it is. I'm
Amber, good morning, Superwoman.
Let's get it in, I'm so focused on my mission.
There's no competition, there's no excuses for opposition. One thing's for certain, I'm motivated to be in the kitchen. I gotta listen if I wanna make a difference, cause what I'm doing can be lost in an instance. Good, thank you for the subscription. Good morning, Jay. Is it because I'm the one that they see in their visions? I got a million different ways I could hit with precision. I know I'm gifted cause the way that I speak causes change. And even though it's hard, I stayed in my lane. You gotta stay in your lane. Good morning, Toy. Eat a bag. This boss diva looking beautiful out there, all as always. Ginger.
And when you play the game, man, you know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee.
All right, showtime, ladies and gentlemen. It's showtime. You know what we do over here. Good morning. Yes, we are, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like a curse.
It really is. It really is like a curse, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these raps. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage, your tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you reach your famous.
The algorithm turned me to a maniac. Guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they is my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. Thank you, Superwoman. That's right. That's right. Good morning. Wow. Let's go.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
Yes.
Shit was radical.
There she goes.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
I know.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it never gets old. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Right, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the subscriptions. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I hope all of you had a lovely weekend, and I hope you all took time and healed yourselves and enjoyed, what's going on out here in this lovely country we like to call the United States, all right? Because, it's top of the week and there's more work to be done. And I tell you, there is a lot of work to be done, all right? Yes, I am the most handsome. So let's get some of the housekeeping out of the way, all right? For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name of Zeus, all right? Or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, you ask? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honesty. There's nobody on social media more honest than me, all right? I promise to tell you nothing but the truth, so help me God. All right? The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble. There's nobody, hello, political mom, there's nobody more humble than me. If I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. It just turns out I haven't been wrong lately, right? and just because, to all the little bears out there, right? There's some bears. They don't want me to say their name, and I'm thinking about, you know what? You're right. I don't think I should say their names. We're going to call these folks, these Russian operatives, bears. To all you bears out there, all right? Just because I say something that hurts your feelings, it doesn't mean that I'm lying. And for those of you, if you're curious about what I mean when I say bear, it's because of this phrase that they've given me and they've blessed the kingdom with, right?
People. I do. In a
Well, can you not do that?
Hold on. You poke the bear. You poke the bear, you're going to get the bear.
Oh.
But I'll tell you right now, Zeus, the thing I don't like is when you go and I've asked you 100 times. Hold on. You poke the bear. You poke the bear, you're going to get the bear.
Right.
But I'll tell you right now, Zeus, the thing I don't like.
Woo! Yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot of bear poking. We're going to be doing a lot of bear poking. I know you don't like it. All right, but just because I poked the bear doesn't mean I owe you an apology. Absolutely not. If that's what the truth does, then darn it, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, the last H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain the most handsome. Right? All right. So many of you know this programming is off the rails programming. All right. And so what we do on this side of TikTok, on this side of town, is quite simple. We hold our friends on the right, especially their leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, as well as their crimes, which we all know. There's an abundant amount of these crimes, right? No, I can't battle you. Decline. Sorry, I don't do the battle. There's a lot of crime going on the right, and what we got to do is make sure the American people understand why we're taking the stance that we're taking. Supporting President Biden and Kamala Harris, because we know the alternative, which is Donald Trump or perhaps anyone on the right, even Nikki Haley. We know exactly what's at risk, right? And it's our democracy. So listen up, you MAGA possessed demons. I'm going to give you a bit of a heads up. Yeah. If you are a person that is lactose intolerant, that's what my good friend Swervin taught me. You're lactose intolerant. That means you're allergic to the truth. If you think President Biden stole the election, if you're one of those people, if you are one of these people that thinks Nancy Pelosi organized the insurrection on January 6th, right? You still believe that, even though I've told you and a lot of my friends have shared information with you that dispels that conspiracy. If you're one of these people that thinks Ashley Babbitt, right? You think Ashley Babbitt was a victim of J6. I got some bad news for your behinds. You might want to exit this live. Exit stage left, because there's going to be a lot of truth coming out of here. And I'd hate, well, actually, no, I would love to ruin your breakfast, but hey, I'm giving you a heads up. I know you just came out of an Arby's. Yeah, they just got out of an Arby's, right? They ordered a Diet Coke, and I don't know what you get at Arby's, but some a nice little cold cut sandwich, perhaps. Yeah, I'm going to ruin your breakfast, lunch, and dinner with all this information that I'm about to share with you, MAGA possessed traitors. All right, but you don't got to take my word for it. What? Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. All right. So now that we've addressed all of that, I do not want to see any dissension in the Good Morning April. I do not want to see any dissension in the comment section from any Trump supporters today, because playtime is over. The gloves are off. All right. We're in the fourth quarter, Snuggles. Yeah, you're right. We're in the fourth quarter. And that means somebody's got to lose this. All right. Yeah. All right. So along those lines, ladies and gentlemen, guess where I want to start off today? Snuggles, cut it out. Don't send me any text messages about nonsense, Snuggles, until you first move out of your grandmother's basement. Snuggles, listen to your grandma. All right. Now, what do I want to talk about this morning? You know what I'm going to do? Let's just get straight into it. This is going to be a reminder about Herman Deranged Cain. This goes out to all of you so-called black folks for Trump. All right, I want to share this story about Herman Deranged Cain.
He's deranged.
You know, Donald Trump has a very good way of describing his supporters.
He's deranged.
I knew. When he said it, I didn't know who he was talking about, but I think this is definitely the person he was talking about, right? Deranged means insane, all right? All right, you've heard about it before. Deranged killers, deranged lunatics. You've heard this before, all right? But someone may also be considered deranged for their bizarre behavior, all right? And bizarre behavior includes deciding to listen to Donald Trump for health advice and not to wear a mask during the pandemic. That's deranged behavior. So we're going to call this a reminder about Herman Deranged Cain. And listen, you know what I always say about Trump supporters. If you support Donald Trump, there's only really two options. Jail or hell. All right? All right. So I want to make sure I give you Trump supporters a heads up about this. All right? Let me see. Let me make sure. All right. I see where we're at with this. All right? So, all right. I don't know if you can all see this. I don't like that. It's a little off, right? Let me see. That one might not be as clear as I would like it to be. All right. So, let's leave it there, though. Herman Cain, an ex-presidential candidate who refused to wear a mask, lost his life after he was diagnosed with COVID-19. I didn't want to cover this story, but I'm going to add this to the list of questions that I ask any Trump supporter that decides to get in my box. You know, I ask them questions like, who's responsible for January? So I'm going to ask them very, very blank, pointedly. Who is responsible for Herman Cain losing his life? And the answer is Donald Trump, all right? But I want to make sure I highlight this, all right? He refused to wear a mask during the pandemic and lost his life after contracting COVID-19. Cain, deranged Cain, 74 years old. He learned that he was diagnosed on June 29th, 9 days after attending a Trump rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where he and many others crowded together without wearing a mask aimed at preventing the spread of the coronavirus. He spent most of July in Atlanta in a hospital. Herman Cain had an incredible career and was adored by everyone that met him, especially me. He was a very special man, an American patriot, and a great friend, Donald Trump wrote on Twitter, you know, the app X, formerly the app known as Twitter. Many Trump supporters rejected the advice of the public health officials and refused to wear a mask, which prevented the spread of the virus, making their defiance a political statement. They didn't want to wear the mask because they wanted to make a political statement, right? Just before he announced his diagnosis, Deranged Kane posted support for not wearing a mask at a July 4th event at Mount Rushmore in South Dakota that Trump was planning to attend. This is what Deranged Kane, this is what he posted. Mask will not be mandatory for the event, which will be attended by President Trump. People are fed up, he tweeted. This is ladies and gentlemen, Kane, who called himself an ABC man, American black conservative, had just started hosting a new show on Newsmax TV, and he had hoped to play a role in Donald Trump's presidential campaign. All right. All right. The potential nomination faced immediate resistance even within the Republican Party as critics expressed concerns about Trump loyalists serving on traditionally nonpartisan boards. Kane, he withdrew, citing he would be unable to do it because of his sickness. All right. And this is right before he passed away. Yes, Trump lied and people died. That's exactly what this is about. And I'm going to call it Herman Deranged Kane. All right. This is Herman Deranged Kane, ladies and gentlemen.
He's deranged.
So, with that being said, in this kingdom, you know what this requires. We're going to have to declare this to be true in this kingdom. Donald Trump unalived Herman Cain in Tulsa. So, I want you all to join me in giving deranged Herman Cain a round of boos and shame, because this all could have been avoided if he would have simply listened to the truth about the pandemic. And we're going to give his cult leader, Donald Trump, a round of boos and shame, because after all, Donald Trump is the cause of this, right? So whenever there's a Trump supporter coming into my live and they start asking me questions, this is going to be one of the new questions, MAGA. Who is responsible for Herman Cain losing his life? Okay? And the answer, I'm giving it to you, so there shouldn't be any confusion. Donald Trump. All right? You see what comes when you follow Donald Trump? It's like I've been saying, jail and hell. And you so-called black men out there, you black so-called conservatives that get online and really show your rear ends out here. Let this be a lesson to you. This is what will happen to you if you continue to follow Donald Trump to the gates of hell. Y'all ain't that smart. I hate to break your bubble. I'm so glad. I am so grateful for this app, because I am so happy I don't have to talk to all of you out here and explain things to you that everybody else knows is true, but your simple-minded behinds don't. I don't want to hear another Trump supporter get out here on this app and say they know anything. You don't know anything. You barely know how to wipe your behinds. You barely know I would say live on your own, but I know most of you probably live in your grandmother's basement. I can't take advice from you on a single thing. You can't teach me a thing. Not all you are, as far as I'm concerned, are a bunch of traitors, a bunch of losers, a bunch of grifters, and you're gullible as hell. Why don't you just pack your bags up and go to Russia? Seriously. Okay, this guy, his family's gone, he's gone. He's left the face of the earth because he loved Donald Trump's dirty diaper. A grown man, 74 years old. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Mom, how did Dad die? How did Dad lose his life? He lost his life because he chose Donald Trump over his family. What a shame. They don't like me because I tell the truth. They don't like me because I tell the truth. Well, I'd rather tell the truth than to go out like a goofy. And this is goofy as heck, if you ask me. I ran across this story this weekend. You know, I cruised through, the internet and looked just all these things. And this story jumped out and I said, wow, you have Ashley Babbitt. You have Herman. How many of his supporters need to go to jail in hell before you demons, you MAGA demons, wake up and realize you're being played like a fiddle? And you get out here and blame President Biden and Kamala Harris and the Democrats. You call us Democrats? No, we're far from Democrats. Because if it was up to me, if it was really up to me, you'd be in a lot more trouble. This is all Donald Trump's doing. This is all you, MAGA. All right? So enjoy it, all right? Now let's get on with today's topic before we open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box. This is just a friendly reminder, all right? Donald Trump is set to testify today, and he's going to have to take the stand and be under oath, and we all know what to expect. We're going to expect more of what we've been getting. More lies from Donald Trump, right? But I want to make sure I address this. Last week, the gag order that Judge Tanya Chutkin had, put on Donald Trump, it was temporarily lifted. And the Trump supporters, they started cheering, right? They started clapping. Yes, he can talk and he can do whatever he wants to, but I had to think about it. And I'm going to say this. The reason that gag order was lifted is because of what's going down today. See, we can't have Donald Trump. Ooh, that law and order, that justice is something else. We can't have Donald Trump under oath trying to say, well, I can't say anything because I'm under a gag order, right? We can't have Donald Trump under oath for about that, right? So I just want to make sure, MAGA, I want to make sure you understand where we are heading in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter has started, and at the top of the fourth, we got Donald Trump under oath, having to explain how he and his family committed, I would argue, one of the biggest crimes of our lifetime. Fraud at every level within his organization. And they keep saying it's a victimless crime. Good morning. They keep saying it's a victimless crime. If you knew what we know, you're going to find out very quickly. This isn't a victimless crime. Absolutely not. This is a lot of victims at play. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's supposed to be taking the stand in about, 4 minutes? So, join me in giving Donald Trump another round of boos and shame, because we know where this is all going to be headed, right? It's going to end up in Donald Trump going broke, and this all could have been prevented if he would have simply told the truth. Let's give him a round of boos and shame. He just walked into the courtroom. Man said he just walked into that courtroom. It's over, MAGA. It's really over. All right. This is the true beginning of the end of Donald Trump. We're going to drain the bank accounts. We're going to take all that money he made back. We don't care if Putin gave it to him. We're going to take that money back, and then we're going to put him in prison. All right. That's how this is going to end, all right? So you better send him your donations. You better get all your pictures right now while he's high, because he's not going to last much longer. All right. Now let's move on to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This is it. This is a good one. This goes out to you so-called fake Christians and you fake hypocrites. All right. You're starting to see the good Lord's hand at work. An online Christian group petitions to condemn Mike Johnson as what? A false prophet? They have collected it's called a group Faithful America. They have collected over 12,000 signatures to prove that Johnson will never speak for Jesus. Newly elected Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, has been extremely vocal about his strict Christian beliefs, going as far as to say that reading the Bible will teach you everything you need to know about his world view. But an online Christian group called Faithful America isn't buying it. You hear that? To all you Russian bears out there, listen up. And this applies to you. They're not buying it. They launched a petition condemning him as a false prophet. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the group is in the midst of their second annual False Prophets Don't Speak for Me campaign, which aims to show that false prophets will never speak for Jesus, for the Christian community. Alongside Johnson, for whom they've collected over 12,000 signatures in favor of condemnation, they've listed other Christian nationalist leaders, such as, you want to know who they've also listed? Donald Trump. Fox News host Laura Ingraham, all right, Ohio Representative Jim Jordan, and co-founders of Moms for Liberty, Bridget Ziegler. Right. They're not really Christians. They're not Christians. Quote, it's hard to overstate the threat that anti-democracy, anti-freedom Christian nationalism poses to both democracy and the church today, especially now that Mike Johnson has become the most Christian nationalist speaker in U.S. history. Faithful America petitions Christian nationalism. Petition states, quote, Christian nationalism is also a leader-driven movement. The threat is not from voters who will put people in the pews, but from greedy liars and con men who spread disinformation, deploy the us versus them politics of fascism, all right, and attach themselves to the fervor of faith in an attempt to build their own power and egos. These are the false prophets that Jesus warned us about. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's get ready to give MAGA another round of booze and shame. All right. And we're going to give them the booze and shame for this false prophet. It's a spirit of false prophets. That's why I call it a MAGA demon. All right. They've hijacked the real Christian faith. All right. And they've gone after these vulnerable sheep, these MAGA sheep. And I can't hang out with sheep. This is why I don't. Because, they say one bad apple spoils the bunch. If you go into a room and you're around a bunch of MAGA sheep, you will then be possessed by that MAGA demon. All right. So I'm asking you, don't go in there. If you do, go in there with your mind right. All right. So we're going to give them a round of booze and shame because they've been exposed. From Mike Johnson to Donald Trump to Jim Jordan to Laura Ingraham. We're going to give them some booze and shame because they've been exposed as false prophets and they've been rightfully condemned and now they have to face the consequences. So let's give them their booze and shame. Jail or hell. Jail or hell, that's all. Listen, MAGA, that's all you got. That's really your reward, MAGA. Your reward really is simple. Jail or hell or both. All right, you're not getting into the pearly gates, and you're definitely not getting into the White House again. I'm being honest if you ask me. I'm being so sincere. All right. Let's move on to our next topic. All right, they always tell me I cover a lot of Donald Trump, but I want to cover more stuff on the right as well. And this is for those so-called those bears out there that like to say they help the kids and they don't really help the kids, they don't really care. I want you to explain this. Millions of families have gone hungry since the Republicans and Joe Manchin have ended the child tax credit. Oh yes. All right. According to a new U.S. Department of Agriculture report, all right, the United States experienced more than a 30% spike in food insecurity among Americans and a 44% increase among the children. They don't care about these. They don't care about children. Typical MAGA behavior. That breakdown means 30.8 million adults and 13.4 million children weren't always sure that they would have food on the table. What a shame. We should be able to do better, America. But not when you got a MAGA demon in control of the Republican Party. Unfortunately, this is the reality. All right, so for all of you independents out there, for all of you, you next in line, right? The next generation. These kind of situations, this stuff that you're complaining about, right? And you're going, Biden should do more. I want to make it crystal clear. The Biden administration has been in favor of doing more, but there's been a lot of roadblocks put up because the MAGA demon in the Republican Party is doing everything they can to hinder the aid and help you need. It's not President Biden. It's the MAGA Republican Party. All right? These percentages do not technically include the 11.7 million adults that lived in households with very low food security and the 783,000 children, all right, that lived in households with very low food security among children. This is the highest spike since the dark days of the 2008 financial crisis, all right? So, once again, I want to make sure you all join me in giving Donald Trump and the MAGA Republican Party another round of boos and shame, because they say they want to help the children, but as you can see, they're doing everything they can to harm these children by making sure the children don't have food to eat. So let's give them another round of boos and shame. They really ought to be ashamed of themselves. Yeah. I don't believe any of you Trump supporters when you get out here and start saying you believe in helping children. Absolutely not. All right, let's bring up our next topic. We got a couple of more topics, and then we are going to open up these boxes. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, a prophetic Alexander Hamilton wrote a note. And they're saying this note described Donald Trump to a T. Shall we read in here about it? All right. This week, former President Donald Trump proclaimed, or this is last week, one of his true social tirades that, quote, our founding fathers are looking down at President Biden with scorn right now. They're looking down at Biden and this administration with disbelief. This is what he said. But here's this. The irony of this statement, wrote a conservative commenter, all right, is that, in fact, the founders spent an enormous amount of time of their writings preoccupied with the worry that a person like Donald Trump would take power. Alexander Hamilton almost made a prophetic warning of a person like Donald Trump in a letter to George Washington in 1792. In the letter, Hamilton outlines his worries for demagogues rising to power through unprincipled attacks on the entire governing class that went along with promises that he alone could fix it. All right, this came from Alexander Hamilton himself. Quote, when a man unprincipled in private life, desperate in his fortune, bold in his temper, all right, despotic in his ordinary demeanor, known to have scoffed in private at the principles of liberty, when such a man is seen to mount the hobby horse of popularity, to join in the cry of danger to liberty, to take every opportunity of embracing the general government, embarrassing the general government, and bringing it under suspicion, to flatter and fall in love with all the nonsense of the zealots of the day. It may justly be suspected that his object is to throw things into such confusion that he may, quote, ride the storm and direct the whirlwind, stated Alexander Hamilton. This is Donald Trump to the T. You know what I gotta say? This is why I agree with President Biden when he says this.
MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution.
Nope.
They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. They refuse to accept the results of a free election.
MAGA, once again, we've caught you being in violation of the United States Constitution. You don't care about the Constitution. All you care about is Donald Trump, right? And this is why we do the work that we do. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, join me once again in giving Donald Trump a round of boos and shame, because guess what, Donald? We see you for what you truly are. A liar, a zealot, and a grifter. And Alexander Hamilton called you out but way before you got in the office, all right? It's not Biden that's ruining the country. It's you. So let's give Donald Trump his boos and shame. All right. Now we got to wrap it up. All right. And this is my last and final topic of the day. All right. You know, we talk about a lot of MAGA hypocrisy out here. All right, but this story right here, disturbing. It's a very disturbing story, to say the least. It really is. It really is, but I'm not shocked. An Alabama GOP mayor unalives himself right after a right-wing site outs him as a cross-dresser. All right? Typical. Whenever you have people that are going so hard at one thing in life, this is something I've learned over the years. Whenever you have someone that's just so obsessed with a certain issue and they just hammer it, they make it look like they are the model person for going against that issue. 9 times out of 10, you find out later on that these folks, they themselves are the ones basically in violation, and they're just trying to do this to keep the heat off of them. All right. So this is Mayor F.L. Bubba Copeland. All right, this is him. Now, if he would have been honest with himself and just came clean, this wouldn't even be that big of a deal, because you got to practice living in truth. All right, you really do. So let's get into this story. After a few years of repressing a whole lot of their moral majority nonsense in order to justify voting for a twice divorced, adulterous, porn star banging, P-word grabbing sociopath who, to his only credit, was not all that invested in policing anyone else's romantic life, the right has mostly turned to its primeval roots. They're banning books all over the place, telling people what gender they're allowed to be, and sobbing all the live long day about drag queens' existence. Right? They're obsessed with drag queens, and now they're eating their own. F.L. Bubba Copeland, the Republican mayor of Smith Station, Alabama, a population of 6,756, and the pastor of a Baptist church, took his life. All right, last week, after 1819 News, a right-wing website run by Breitbart contributor Jeff Poor, outed him as an erotica writing crossdresser. The post, written by Craig, had the rambling headline, "The Secret Life of Smith Station's Mayor and Baptist Pastor F.L. Bubba Copeland as a Transgender Curvy Girl. Quote, it's a hobby I do to relieve stress." 1819 News published the username to Copeland's Reddit and Instagram accounts, writing that he posed in various outfits, some more racy than others. All right. The blog also said that Copeland used the pseudonym Brittany Blair Summerlin and posted content and advice on chemically transitioning. The blog reported that Copeland, a Republican, confirmed that the accounts were run by him, saying they were a hobby he used for getting rid of stress. This is what he said. 1819 News reported that Copeland asked them not to out him. Please don't tell on me. This is my dirty, dark secret. Please don't tell on me. But they did so anyway, even though it does not appear he had taken any public positions against the LGBTQ issues that could be construed as hypocritical. Well, that wouldn't be their issue with him anyway, would it? In response to the article, Copeland's church issued the statement referring to his supposedly, quote, unbiblical behavior. The church says, we have become aware of the alleged unbiblical behavior related to the pastor of the First Baptist Church. All right, read a joint statement of serious concern from the Alabama Baptist State Convention and Alabama Baptist State Board Mission. Quote, we are praying for the leaders of the church family as they seek to determine the truth concerning these accusations. As the people of God, we pray for the pastor and his family as well. We are in consultation with Russell Baptist Association leadership as they endeavor to assist the First Baptist family during this critical need. All right, so now that we've addressed this, we're going to do the booze and shame, but you know, this is something that I want to make sure I address. This is why I say when you follow Donald Trump, jail and hell. That's it. That's the outcome. There's no in between. All right, MAGA? This man, he took his own life because he didn't want to live his truth. He didn't want to live in truth. He chose to live in darkness. He chose to try to hide behind Donald Trump, one of the most corrupt politicians to ever be in our lifetime, right? And because he denied the truth, and chose Donald Trump over the good Lord, it ended up costing him his life and his family a lot of pain and suffering, as well as his community and his church. So join me in giving Donald Trump and this guy another round of booze and shame, because all they had to do was tell the truth. All right. And it's like my grandmother says, tell the truth and shame the devil. But they chose not to. He chose to worship Donald Trump to the end of the earth. All right. When given a choice to say, do you want to live your truth or do you want to live in darkness for Donald Trump? He chose darkness. And now he's no longer on the face of this earth. So let's give him and Donald Trump a round of booze and shame. Yeah. Sir, and listen, honestly, for those of you, and I'm going out on a limb, in all seriousness, right? This show is meant to be entertaining and engaging. It's supposed to be enlightening. It's supposed to help you understand why things are going on in the world based on the information that we got available. All right. So along those lines, for those of you Trump supporters, you're looking for a way out, right? There is a way out. And I know you think it's going to be the hardest thing to do. All right. But it's very easy. Block and delete all of your friends that are on the right on this app. Just do it today because they don't care about you at all. They can't help you when the legal fees start to pile up. They can't help you. They can't help you get into those pearly gates, right? You know, if you really are a Christian, none of these folks are going to help you. You know what they're going to do to you? They're going to do the same thing Donald Trump does to each and every person in his orbit that has also been in this situation where they're being held accountable. He's not going to pay your court fees. Look at all those folks that are sitting in prison because they went to the Capitol on January 6th, who Donald Trump now calls hostages. Well, Donald Trump, if those folks are hostages, why aren't you negotiating for them to be released, sir? Oh, I know why. I know why. Because you don't care about them. You don't even care about your children. Donald Trump. Think about this. What kind of man lets his kids go under oath because of the fraud that he's been committing? At a certain point, champ, it's time to just come clean. Hey, this is all on me. I did it. Don't bring my family into any of this. I'll do whatever I got to do. If that means I got to go to jail, I will do it. If that means I got to go to hell, I will do it. Because guess what? I knew that when I took on the risk. When you were lying to those banks, you knew what you were doing. You knew you were putting your family from your wife on down to the children. You knew, Donald Trump, you were putting all of them at risk, and you did it anyway. All right? And you know that your supporters, they don't have the strength to tell you no. Your children, they don't have the strength to tell you no. And you took advantage of it, and now you are all in a bit of a pickle. You've divided this country. You're right. This country is going straight to hell, Donald Trump, as long as you're in the picture. All right? So I want to make sure I let the folks out there who are supporting Donald Trump know this. There is a way for you to get out of this cult that you're in. All right? But you got to do the work. And the work is block all of your conservative friends right now. Block them. All right? Because they are not your friends. Stop following Donald Trump. Now. Get off of that disgusting Trump train, you call it, right? You call it a Trump train. Stop sending Donald Trump your money. These folks don't care about you. They're not going to be happy until you're just like this guy, unalived or in jail. And if you paid attention to this story, like I said, you know who outed him? It wasn't the Democrats. It wasn't the Democrats that did that to him. It was his own. Because we all see what's going on. MAGA destroys their own. We don't even got to do it, all right? So I want to make sure I say that. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first half of the show, all right? Let's open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. Listen, Snuggles, you could send me as many text messages as you want talking about how many viewers I got in the live. It's not gonna change a thing. It's still the truth is gonna come out, Snuggles. As long as you're here, that's all that matters, right? And I hope you're actually paying attention. I really do hope you're sitting here and listening because you, sir, you're a prime candidate for jail and hell too. All right. Don't make your family upset and sad, Snuggles, because Donald Trump. All right. Good morning. All right, brother attacking. Good morning. How are you doing?
Oh, good morning to the kingdom of Zeus.
Good morning. How is it going?
It's going fantastic. I hope Snuggles goes live again today because I'll use some of his words to show that he's an ignorant person again. Just, no big deal.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Oh, I always listen to him. I mean, he's entertaining. I mean, I have to put my waders on because he delivers so much dog doo-doo. It piles up really quick.
Hey,
So,
I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it.
exactly. Hey, by the way, um, I have a meme. Would you want me to show it?
Is it clean? You know the rules. Is it clean?
Well, it's clean, but it's controversial.
Well then, please, by all means, please show it. We're not we're no strangers to a little controversy around here.
Okay.
You just cast your
Well, see, you have, and then I realized that one person is really MTG, and the other person, somebody sent me a picture, and Lauren Boebert has fake tatas, and the picture I saw of the person over on the right. Saw a picture. Looks like hers are fake tatas too. So
those are some bears, all right. Where did you get those pictures?
yeah,
of those
but
bears?
anyway, the thing is this: Donald Trump's in court, going to be testifying. He's going to be assessed to pay like $200 million, relying to the court system. See, now any normal person knows when you acquire a loan or try to acquire a loan, there's a tiering system: A, B, C, and D.
Right.
A is the best credit, D is the worst credit, and that's where you would be paying back more money if you got a D rating instead of an A rating.
Right.
See, Donald Trump lied to the banks to get an A rating.
Oh, so there was some harm.
Of course, because he's ripping the banks off. Because if he was a C or a D person, he would be paying more finance charges, paying back more money for the loan. So there is damages, and there is somebody being harmed. See, now anybody like Toilet Paper Guy would know. Well, no, he wouldn't know that, would he? No, but anybody with the brain would know that.
Right.
Okay, because that's why people strive to have good credit. The better your credit, the lower the interest rate, the less finance charges. Donald Trump lied about his stuff, got a better rate than what he should.
Oh, my God.
He paid it back. It's kind of like, again, like I said, if I robbed the bank and got the money and then a year later came back and said, hey, I robbed you, here's your money back, and you're still a bank robber.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But, for you people to keep on pushing the fact or pushing a lie that Donald Trump hasn't done anything wrong just shows how far up Donald Trump's rear you are. Snuggles is like a Picasso with painting himself to be ignorant. He's a fantastic artist.
Wow.
His manipulation of truth and honesty and evidence is astonishing.
Right. It's top tier.
Somebody like me, a 64-year-old man with a 1985 computer, can tear down this moronic person. I'm doing a damn good job. I'll let somebody else come up in the box and have fun.
All right. Well, listen, brother Attacking, as always, it's a pleasure to check in with you,
but by the way, let me say, hey, boo-boo, you're just an average bear.
Oh, my gosh. You see, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth. It's like my grandmother says, ladies and gentlemen, tell the truth. And what? Shame the devil. You know what I don't want to do? I don't want to hear from a Trump supporter today. This morning show is sacred grounds. All right? If you are a Trump supporter, this is an opportunity for you to be heard. I've heard you all week. And I go into lives, I hear you arguing with folks. And I know that you're not that intelligent. So I don't want to waste any brain cells on you this morning. The only thing I want to hear from a Trump supporter is, I'm sorry. Right? And the reason I want to hear that is because you owe the United States of America an apology. You really do. All right. And especially for that situation that I heard you all complaining about this weekend. All right. Good morning, Rooster. Good morning. I can't quite hear you. I can't quite hear you. Are you there? Yeah. All right. This is your first time on the show? Yeah, I can. Is this your first time on the show? Wait. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. This is our first time doing business. Is that correct? All right. So before we get into what you're going to talk about, I got to ask you some questions that determine your fate in the kingdom. All right. First question, in your opinion, did President Biden steal the 2020 election? Goodness gracious, thank you. All right, you passed the first thing. Second question, in your opinion, who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th? All right. Listen, I like your sense of humor, but you know there's some people out here that can't handle jokes. They take what we say seriously, all right? Last and final question. Do you believe President Biden is guilty of any crime, him or Hillary Clinton? Oh, wait, Rooster. They're saying mute and then unmute. Some people can't hear you. I'm so sorry. Wow.
Okay, is that better?
Nothing. Can you hear them now? Now you can't hear me?
Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me now?
Oh, okay. Better.
Okay.
All right. Let's do it again. First question, did Biden steal the 2020 election, Rooster?
No, not at all.
All right. I'm so sorry. I need to read the comments. I was in the zone. Next question. All right. Who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol? Say the answer you said before, please, and then
Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford. Come on now, Rooster. There's Trump supporters out here.
It was definitely Donald Trump that was responsible.
All right. See, that's what you missed. Last and final question. Is President Biden or Hillary Clinton guilty of any crime?
You know, I can't say that they're guilty of anything or innocent, but as far as I know, there hasn't been any substantial evidence that's shown that they're guilty of any crimes.
All right. Welcome to the kingdom. All right, I get it. Follow you now. All right, now what brings you to the box? Now you get your 3 minutes to talk about whatever it is you want. The show.
This is one of the first times I caught you, and I really wanted to come up, say hi. It's a great show that I've seen so far. I see you take your sound very seriously, and I thank you for that. I really appreciate that. As if you've seen my show, I do as well. And just a tip on that, if you want to improve your microphone at some time, I would look at what's called a dynamic microphone.
Okay.
That picks up less background noise, but makes your voice come through nice and clear. So
dynamic.
Dynamic, yes.
Well,
yes,
listen,
as opposed to condenser.
Got it.
Okay,
well,
but just wanted to share that real quick before we get started.
Now, tell me about your show, though. I'm going to pause it real quick because I didn't know you do a show, but, you know.
Yeah, I run live. Seems very similar to what you're doing. We try to do topical things. Usually ends up on Trump, unfortunately, because that's what people want to talk about most. But I like to do important discussions about current events and things like that. We try to run a very civil debate and keep everybody calm and talking to each other.
Awesome.
So if anybody wants
and when
to follow
do you do
along,
and how often do you go live? You know the
we do them typically every evening.
Oh, every evening. Are you East Coast, West Coast, Central?
I'm in Denver, so I usually start around 4 o'clock Denver time. So and do throughout the evening as time allows and stuff. You know, we're usually on 3 or 4 hours a day, maybe.
And there's a lot of truth over there, I'd imagine, right? Because folks love the truth. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just wanted to mention that a lot of people seem to not realize or understand or know that Donald Trump has been found liable for racism a few times throughout his career. First one going back to 1977, where it started in 73, was finalized in 1977, where he had followed his family tradition of discriminating against people in fair housing, and he made sure that all of his employees knew not to let those kind of people rent and all of those things, and was found liable for these actions. You can look it up. It was a DOJ case in 1973 against the Trumps.
So you're saying that there's confirmation and there's proof that Donald Trump's a racist?
Yes, on more than one occasion.
Well, why do you think his supporters don't acknowledge this kind of stuff? Why do you think they're in denial about it?
Well, simply that denial. They don't want to acknowledge the truth because they made a poor choice years ago, and every time that they've learned the choice has been poor, they've had to double down and try harder to prove that that they made the right choice and everything is okay. So they just keep doubling down, digging their nails in tighter and tighter, to the point where they just have to run around saying, FJB, FJB, and
that's all they know, like some parrots.
Well, and you see the insults that they bring in here. They're all the exact same insults every single time. In mine, they talk about my beautiful, awesome mohawk.
Oh, really?
I mean, I wear an awesome mohawk. Do you think that you saying my hair sucks is going to hurt my feelings?
No.
I mean, how many times a day do they get compliments about their hair? Do beautiful women walk up to them and say, "Hey, nice hair." Yesterday, I was in the pharmacy, and some nice 70-year-old woman walked up and had a conversation with me about my hair, and was and she told me she was a very conservative woman, but she had a conversation with me because she thought my hair was interesting and I might be an interesting person.
And you are.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I can tell how you talk. You're very interesting.
But yeah, I just wanted to, remind everybody that if you want to look up those fair housing violations and other, racism liabilities of Donald Trump throughout time, you're more than welcome to, and I think you'll find some interesting things. All right, you have a great day. Thanks for having me.
All right. Rooster, I followed you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Rooster a round of applause, and if you want to check out his content, give him a follow, right?
All right. Thanks,
guys.
No
lies detected. You're welcome. No lies detected. I might have to take him up on that advice as well, all right? You see, it's not that hard, ladies and gentlemen, to get in the box and tell the truth, all right? Listen, one thing I do appreciate about what he said was, it's all about making sure we're holding our friends accountable for the information that we're giving them. And MAGA, the insults need to stop, seriously. Grow up and grow a pair, seriously. All right. Let's bring up our next panelist. Good morning, Shady. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom.
Yes. So I just wanted to talk about the last subject that you brought up, because I am part of the LGBTQIA plus community. And it amazes me how you have these log cabin Republicans, the gay Republicans, for Trump.
Yeah.
And it's just honestly like roaches for raid. And it's very sad. It's, it's like, why would you vote for people that are against your best interest? Like that guy,
Right.
Even though he didn't come out against our community, he obviously was still voting against his own best interest.
Right.
And
not directly. He was indirectly voting against his best interest.
Right. I mean, exactly. And so it's mind-boggling to me that people would actually pick a party over picking themselves. Like you are picking a party over your own self. Like I just don't understand how you could wake up and look yourself in the mirror as a gay man and be a Republican. It just makes absolutely no sense, because I mean their whole thing is, well, they're not against us now, they're only against trans people. Okay, well, it wasn't too long ago that they really hated gay marriage, and I mean they hate gay marriage. So what makes you think that they're not gonna turn on you just the way, they're turning on. I mean, the logic behind their brains, there just is no logic.
Do you think that they're doing it because they're ashamed of it themselves? Like, are a lot of people in this community ashamed of their behavior, and this was a good cover? Because that's kind of what I'm not an expert at this, right? But to me, it's coming from a place of shame.
But here's the thing, though. They're out. Like, log cabin Republicans, they're out. They're gay. They are the gay Republicans.
Yeah, right.
So it's not like they're in the closet.
But some of them are in the closet, right?
Some people are obviously like that gentleman that unalived himself, where he was in the closet, and I'm sure there are a bunch that are in the closet and that are in our government. Lindsey Graham.
You think Ladybug is?
Ladybug, Ladybug is. Come on. I don't know, and I feel like Donald Trump. Everybody's got some pictures. They got some information. They got something on Ladybug. They got something on Ladybug, and he's holding on and hoping that someday, it's not going to come out on him. But everything what's in the dark comes to light.
It does. It percolates to the top.
We all just wait for it. Wow. So it's really sad to see these people, and like I said, it's not that those ones are ashamed, because they are out and they're proud. They're just ignorant. They're ignorant, and they think that, it's not going to be us. They're not going to turn against us because we're with them. They're going to like us by, because we agree with them on everything else. But so because we're gay, they're just going to overlook it for now.
Wow.
They don't understand that they're going to turn on them. There is no honor among thieves.
No lies detected. No lies.
The minute that they do not benefit them, they're out of there. So anyway,
tell them, Shady. Tell them, well, listen. As always, I enjoy your truth, and thank you for having the courage and conviction to come up and speak on an issue like that, all right? Because more people need to have their voices heard, all right? What would you say to anyone that's, in a situation like this gentleman? What advice would you give him instead of him taking his life? What advice would you give him?
Live your truth, get out of the closet, and vote blue. Period. Stop sitting here thinking, about what other people think about you. Stop worrying about what the world is going to think about you, and be happy. Get out of the Republican Party, especially if you're part of this community. Vote blue and live your life happy and in peace. That's all I'm saying.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good day, guys.
You're right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Shady. Spot on. She's spot on as usual. I mean, and this is why we do these lives, because we do know that despite all of the folks that are coming in here expressing dissension in the comment section, by the way, I do see a little bit of dissension in the comment section. If you're in the comment and you don't like this content, you don't like this live, you are more than welcome to leave. Stop trying to get upset with the people in the chat, right?
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you
here he goes, look at him.
If you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S.,
goodbye.
If you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
That goes to you, user. Don't come in here and start talking about what Donald Trump, you think he did for the black community. Donald Trump doesn't care about black people. Donald Trump doesn't even care about his supporters. He doesn't care about you. Don't come in here and act like you telling me some breaking news. You're not that intelligent, user. I can tell you're not that intelligent because you won't even put your name on the account. You Trump supporters, you say the most ignorant stuff. And I said, this is why they don't like to turn on their cameras. This is why they got all these different accounts. Because you know the stuff you're selling is BS. It's trash. It ain't worth nothing. And you wouldn't even want to put your ugly mugs on that. So don't try to sell it in here. It's not going anywhere. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's bring up our next panelist. Oh my God. We got a few more people in here. All right. Let's go this way. All right. All right. Who do we got here? Ladies and gentlemen, Joyful Apostate. Greetings. Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Good morning. Right. Yeah, good morning. This is our first time doing business, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, you know how this goes.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm A little new to the lives, but I've been working on them the last few days. So
Okay, all right. Well, listen, in this live, what we want to do is get truthful, factual information now. All right, and so
yes,
in
sir.
order to ensure that I can do that successfully, there's some questions that I ask people. All right,
Okay.
and how you answer them determines your fate. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. First question: in your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
Absolutely not.
All right. And you and I, we didn't meet offline to coordinate these answers, correct?
No,
No.
not
So
at all.
for those of you out there that think this is staged, it's not. This is serious. This is very serious. Next question: who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on that dark January 6th day?
You know, the Patriots, the MAGA boys.
Mm-hmm. And who was organizing it at the very top? Who would you say?
Trump, a few others, but
No lies detected. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Last and final question. In your opinion, are President Biden or Hillary Clinton, are they guilty of any crimes?
I think that they've been investigated on crimes, but no, not
All
that I am aware of.
right. No lies detected. You passed each and every single question perfectly. So we know you're qualified to speak on things in this kingdom. So what do you got for us this morning, my friend?
Well, one thing I wanted to say was, so I used to be right-wing Christian conservative, and for 25 years. So I've been deconstructed in the last 5 years, and quickly into my deconstruction from Christianity, kind of moved to the left side of things.
Wow! Listen. Well, first of all, you're very interesting for having that insight and perspective. And so, one, I want to say, what did you want to say? First of all, before I get to asking some questions, because I got some questions for you, champ.
I just wanted to say, like, it was kind of piggybacking off of the other LGBTQ. Since then, like, I am part of the LGBTQ because I'm bisexual, and I always knew that, but that was something I had to fight, you know, because of the state I was in. And then my daughter, one thing that helped a lot in it was my daughter, like, clearly only ever liked girls, even till today. And it kind of helped move me in that direction as well, because looking at not wanting her to grow up in oppression of any kind.
Got it. Wow. You know, this story that you're sharing, it actually has made my morning. I mean, a lot of things do, but this is a very, very special story. And now, the exercise you've gone through in order to come out of the cult world, right? What did you refer to that as? You know, Hillary Clinton called it deprogramming. What did you call it?
Deconstruction.
I'm going to have to add that to my list of words to add to my toolbox. All right. So along those lines, when you made the decision to deconstruct, so your daughter, you said, kind of helped you to trigger it. What would you say is the most important step? Anyone that was in that's in a similar situation as you were, what was the most important step?
The most important step I took was acknowledging my own issues. I think is number one, and accepting, like, my mental health and everything. In those states, you don't really, you're knuckling up and everything. Right. And I think the biggest step I took was getting my mental health right.
Right. And what did that consist of, if you don't mind?
Well, for me personally, because of several different things I won't get into right now, like, I started some programs at the local mental hospital and also doing my own personal therapy.
So it's a mixture of personal and professional support.
Yes, sir.
Did you have family and friends that you felt you might lose as a result of this?
Yeah, I have 11 siblings. And 2 parents, and they are all evangelical Christians, and they are all against my daughter's life choices and my life choices. So, I mean, we get along, but like I grew up homeschooled all the way. Like,
Wow.
so my main group were these people. So I kind of lost that relationship in it, but I've also gained a lot from communities like this, from communities that I found along the way online, and just
Right.
getting support in those areas.
Well, you always will have my support because I'm a big fan of folks who really do the work on themselves and take accountability and know how to stand up to bullies, right? And this is why I could relate to your story basically because, we all have to make our decisions and put our foot down and stand on principles that we know are true and correct, right? And for you to have the courage to have done that with the situation, you said your family, you said 11 siblings?
Yes, 11, all from the same
Wow.
parent.
Wow, you are very brave. You're very, very strong. All right. And I do appreciate this information because even though I go live every morning and, I share the truth with the folks out here and I do it in an entertaining and engaging way, I'm also conscious that there are people out here just like you or just like you were that are looking for a way out and they don't know what to do. And so I'm hoping that your story inspires them to do what they need to do. Maybe they don't got the
And me,
exact, huh?
and me as well. That's why I've been doing this and making TikToks and everything. Is I think there's a lot of people that need awareness in this area and understand that there is a way out. It's
Yeah.
hard and it sucks a lot of times, but there is always a way.
Exactly. Exactly. And before you go, okay, now let's get on to the politics side of things. What would you say is the reason that Donald Trump's supporters to this day they see that he's definitely an immoral person and he's going against their best interest? What would you say keeps them still wanting to support him, in your opinion? Because you have experience with this, I don't.
In my opinion, it's one, peer pressure of the people they surround themselves with, and number two, I think it's they don't know how to do it any different. That's just what they've always known, so that's what they're going to keep on rocking with.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, listen, Joyful, I've given you a follow, my friend, and I do hope to see you back. All right, because you will
Yes,
always
sir.
have a voice in this kingdom. All right.
Yes, sir. I will definitely stop by next time I see you around.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. You're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Joyful a round of applause. No lies detected. No lies detected. I did not coordinate with Joyful about that. This is an excellent example for those of you possessed with that MAGA demon. That is an excellent example of someone who's actually done the work to get out of the cult that they were in under Donald Trump. All right. So there's not going to be any excuses for any of you Trump supporters going forward. That was, to me, that was the voice of God coming through this live and making sure you heard the truth. There's not going to be excuses. When you end up in jail or hell, we're going to hit rewind on this live and you're going to go, didn't you hear me? Didn't you hear me talking to him? Why didn't you listen? Why didn't you listen, MAGA? This is serious. This is really a battle of your soul. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, let's get to some of the crowd favorites. All right, let's go. Trump is causing chaos. I'm not surprised. Attacking. Good morning, Nutty. How are you doing this lovely Monday morning?
Excellent. I was just getting ready to say that. Attacking beat me to it. What I would do to be a fly on the wall in that courtroom right now, because the judge keeps telling Trump's lawyers to control their client.
Oh, he about to go. He might get
He
arrested.
keep, and he keeps telling Trump to give an answer and not a speech. What I would do to be in that courtroom right
Yeah.
now. But listen, Rooster was actually correct, Zeus, when you asked him the second question, right? He
What is
was technically, if you want to go back in time, and he
about
said Gerald Ford, he was actually correct.
Nutty?
And I've been saying it for a while.
Okay, explain yourself.
Had
Okay.
Gerald Ford not pardoned Richard Nixon,
Oh my God.
had Gerald Ford
Colleen, thank you.
No,
Come
no, no,
on,
no.
Nutty.
Listen. No, listen. Had Gerald Ford not pardoned Richard Nixon, I don't believe we'd have this chaos that is known as Donald Trump today. Number one, we would have precedent as to what to
Wow.
do with a former president who has committed a crime. That's number
Wow.
one.
Okay,
Number
okay.
two, maybe that would have given Donald Trump the I don't know, I guess something that he needed to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Right.
But then again, it's Donald Trump.
Mm.
So there's that. So therefore, I do blame Gerald R. Ford, the
Right.
only president from Michigan. Listen, and I'm from Michigan. So anyway, so
Right.
if you can see my
Yeah,
profile picture,
the
that
conservative victim card. I do see it.
that is an ode to Stacy and Janae, but more
Oh, the
specifically
Bears.
Janae.
Uh-oh.
Janae, here is your official victim card because you like playing it. You might as well get the card. You might as well get the card, my friend.
Oh, the gloves are off once
They've never
again.
been on with her.
Oh,
They've
oh,
never
they've
been
never
on with
been
her.
on.
They've
Well,
never been on with her.
they
So,
have they poked the bear one too many times, Nutty? In your opinion?
hey, you keep poking the bear, you're gonna get the bear. So, so, so,
You
I guess
can't
they
make
poked the
this
bear
stuff up. Yeah.
because I am not letting up. And you
Mm.
know what? What really made me say I'm not letting up anymore is when you willfully lie on me
Mm.
and say that I've threatened your life.
Mm.
Now, everyone in these TikTok streets who's ever encountered me, they know I will call you out in a heartbeat. They know this.
Right.
But one thing I will not do, I will not come after children. I will not come after your family, and I will not threaten your life. That's crossing
You
a
are
line.
you are a man of principle, is what you're saying.
That is crossing a line that I won't even get near that line. Because
I
if you
agree.
get near that line, you're gonna be tempted to cross it.
Right.
So that's not a line I'm willing to get near. Because I promise you one thing.
What's that?
If someone came after me, and someone has come after me and my family, and
Mm.
that was MOD, let me tell you, that's why MOD doesn't have anything to do with me anymore. Because when I tell you I'll go after you, I will put you in your place.
Oh.
That's why,
Oh.
that's why, and y'all can mark my words. Anyone that sees me and sees MOD in the same room, she leaves.
Mm.
And this is MOD that we're talking about.
Mm.
She's not
Mm.
afraid of anyone, but she knows that I will expose her to the. Let me stop. Let me stop.
Keep it clean. Keep it
Oh,
clean.
oh, it ain't. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna keep it clean. But if you come after me and mine, let me say. Let me say it in my Stacy voice. If you keep coming after the bull, you're gonna get the horn. So with
Woo!
that being said,
Oh my God.
as
We airing
Julie
it out.
Chen,
Mm.
as Julie Chen on Big Brother would say,
Mm.
when she signs off every time the show ends, love one another.
Mm.
I mean, I don't have to like you, but I'm mandated to love you.
Mm. Amen.
And by
Amen.
loving you means I don't want to see harm come to you.
Nope.
But I don't like you. I
Mm.
promise you, I don't like you. So, with
Exactly.
that being said, have a wonderful day, sir.
All right. All right. You too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Nutty Professor. So what I'm gathering is this. To the bears, the Russian bears out there, quit poking the bigger bear, all right? Because you might be a Russian bear, but there's some American bears in here, some very nasty American grizzlies, all right? Black ones too. Don't poke the bear, because if the bear wakes up and you're there, it's over. It's very simple, all right? Oh my God. Oh my God. Good morning. the beautiful Shay.
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. How's everyone in the kingdom?
Oh, well, we're doing just fine, I believe, just getting a
Yay.
daily dose of truth as usual.
Yay, I love it. I love it.
Did you have a good weekend?
I did. It was a relaxing weekend. My son came home from college, and so that was fun, and had some dinner with some girlfriends last night. So yeah.
I love it.
It was fun. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm with you, Nutty. I wish I was in the courtroom today. That's so funny. He's throwing a fit as usual. He's such a toddler.
Right. So he's not getting his way, I take it.
I don't think he's getting his way. He's on the ropes. So, do you plead the fifth? That means you're basically admitting you're guilty, right? You're not going to answer the questions. If he answers the questions honestly, or not honestly, because he doesn't know how that works. I don't think the word honest is actually in his vocabulary. Then he perjures himself, right?
Right.
So he's in a rock or a hard place. So the only option he has is to create a chaos, because that's what he does. He's a chaos creator, right?
Yeah. Do you think they'll put him in jail today if he gets too out of line?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I don't think it's past the judge's thought to do that. I mean, if he has to, he will, because if he's going to keep disrespecting him, he can at least hold him in for contempt, right?
Yeah, put him in there for like 20 minutes so then Snuggles can get me my burger that he'll owe me, right? We just need him in there for 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I just find this really, really interesting. So I like I said, that would be great. So the thing I hear with the conservatives talking about this case with Letitia James, I don't think they understand. What they keep saying is like he paid his debt, he paid off his loans. So there's nothing he did wrong here. What they're not understanding is he defrauded the state of New York of their taxes. That's what he's on trial for. Whether the banks didn't double check, the which I can't believe they didn't do that, but that's a whole separate thing. That if he got loans more than the value of his property, that is on the banks. We all can agree on that.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. And I love also how on all his financial papers it says that, anything that the financial numbers in here, you don't have to believe them, right? So the fact that he puts that in his financial documents will tell you who this man is.
Is that supposedly a disclaimer? Is that what they're saying?
Correct. It's his disclaimers that he puts in there. So again, he's doing everything he can to get around the law, right? But what Letitia James has discovered is that, but the thing is if you under-evaluate or over-evaluate or whatever, you're not paying the correct amount of taxes to the state of New York. That's what he's in trouble for.
You hear that?
And it only takes a little bit to kind of read and delve into what's going on instead of just believing all the right-wing media and Trump himself. Yeah, exactly. So, he defrauded the banks, but the banks will have to deal with that. It's tax evasion, exactly. So that's what's going on. This is something that the state of New York has known for a long time, but it took until they got Alan Weisselberg. It took for a while, and Bill Barr kept, basically stalling the whole thing. So
tell him, Shay.
Yeah, so once he got out of office, they were more free to get these things done. So and to really reach down what's going on. So I just, so encourage you that that's what's going on here. It's not a witch hunt. It's not a political witch hunt. Joe Biden doesn't have anything to do with it. This is the state of New York, period, end of story. It's a civil case. And so if he's held liable, which he already has been held liable on one of the counts, and the judge will be deciding. This is not a jury trial. So Queen Flea, what's the breaking news? We got breaking news in the chat. I don't know what it is.
We have some breaking news.
Yeah, Queen.
I hear that. I'm reading that the judge is threatening to dismiss Trump and will draw every negative inference that he can. So I would love it. Just go for it. Speaker is accusing
Find a bribery. We don't care.
Cut it out. Dude.
God, it's so ridiculous. They're doing everything to distract you from what's going on from Trump, and you're falling for it hook, line, and sinker. Trust me, if any of this was about Biden, why didn't any of this happen during the 2020 campaign or the 2016 or the 2008, 2012? Like when he's been running for office, why all of a sudden is he's got all these bribes? Why all of a sudden is he in deep with China?
because today Trump is in court and they got to try to throw the heat off of Trump by making up lies about Biden. That's what I think. You know how this goes, Shay.
Yeah,
you know.
it's a dog and pony show. That's what politics is. And if you fall for it every time, you're exactly why they do dog and pony shows. It's called bread and circuses. Back in the old days, the Romans would throw food to the hungry and keep them entertained and watch gladiators be eaten by tigers, and that's what they would do to avoid them paying attention to the corruption in the Senate and things like that. So
exactly.
That's what you need to understand. So, you might want to read for yourself too. Anyway, okay, I heard my bell.
All right.
Get off of here and love you guys. This will be entertaining.
All right, it will be definitely. All right. I will see you on the TikTok street, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Have a fabulous
Shay. A round of applause.
Bye, everyone.
No lies detected. It's always a pleasure when Shay gets on, and she's a historian, and so she has a very good understanding of what's going on. It's always a pleasure when she's able to get up here and share the truth with all of us. I really do appreciate that. All right, I knew I better say hello to you, Dark CC, because if I don't, I know what you will do. You'll start spreading lies that Nutty is more handsome than Zeus. So let's get straight to it. How are you doing this?
I'm doing great, honey. How are you, my handsome?
All right, I'm doing all right.
You know you're my handsome. I had to do that for Nutty for his birthday. Come on now.
All right. Don't let it happen again, all right? That's all I'm saying.
I will never do that again on your live.
Or anywhere else. It's okay. Nutty's not that. He's really not that handsome.
Or anywhere else, I promise.
Oh, he got thrown out of the courtroom? Wow. Okay.
Listen, the judge has raised his voice and told Trump lawyers to sit down. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow. CC, you're muted. This is wild, ladies and gentlemen. NASCAR. CC, you're muted. Where'd you go?
Okay.
You got a call?
NASCAR. CC, you're
echo.
Muted. Where'd you go? Okay.
You got a call? Oh my God, CC, you got to come back up. Oh, they're on a 10-minute break. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. We gotta wrap this show up, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost time for Zeus to get it. I gotta watch this. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get straight to it. I see you, April. I haven't heard from you too, April. I gotta hear. I know you got the update. All right. Dark CC, what do you got?
Every time I get on here with you, I get phone calls. I don't get phone calls until I get on here with you. What I had to say is, I would like to know why his female attorney, she looks like she has a white mustache. Have you seen that?
Really? Alina?
She looks like she has a white mustache.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, but
wow.
I wanted to say this. I've watched trials before, and when the defendant is disruptive, do you know what they do to them usually?
What's that?
They usually put them in the next room.
Oh.
So they can hear and see on TV.
Oh my God.
Okay, what's going on? So I would love to see them remove him from the courtroom into the next room.
Wow. I mean, he doesn't want to testify. You can tell, right? This is very uncomfortable for him. He's doing all he can, but it's too late.
He does not look happy. He's not a happy camper.
No. What man would be happy watching his empire crumble in front of his face and having his children help facilitate it? All right.
It's pretty sad, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is necessary in order to get to the bottom of what's really been going on. We can't have a president like him in office again without fact-checking everything he's been doing.
But the MAGAs don't see that.
Well, they're going to. They're going to see it.
It's right in their face. It's right in their face, and they still deny it, you know?
Jesus Christ, Cece. Yeah.
But one thing I do want to say is...
What's that?
Everybody, you've got to go to Zeus. You've got to go to his videos that he has on his profile. And he's just made a new video of Come on now, help me out here. The
Russian bear.
No, yes.
Oh, yes. The one, the Russian bear that has jungle fever.
Jungle fever. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I want
yeah.
you to know. You know what?
What's
I
that?
like the way you were moving and grooving. I think you need to do more of that, sir. I really enjoyed that. I mean, come on now, come back to the screen. Zeus, come back.
Listen,
Come back wherever you are.
Listen. That's what happens when you got a couple of Russian bears on you, all right, that have jungle fever.
I absolutely loved it, y'all. Y'all
You
got to go
enjoyed that?
look at it.
Yeah,
Y'all got to go look at it.
Do you think the Russian bear enjoyed it as well?
Oh, I bet she was crying herself to sleep. Poor thing. I feel so bad.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, listen, I took what I could, right? Someone, one of our amazing friends, they created the victim, that video that had the conservative. There he is, Dark MAGA Potato Masher. They created the video, and, it was a conservative victim card. They got all the excuses, and then they added the excuse Zeus, right? And then they added the jungle fever music, and I knew exactly when I saw that video. I said, this is definitely, we got to put this out, right? We got to put this out.
It was awesome. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. Just watching you moving and grooving a little. Just
keep it clean, Cece.
I'm
keep
not
it clean.
saying I didn't.
We all know.
I think you just need to have more of that in your videos to come. I want to see more of that. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
How much more, Cece? How much more can Zeus give you? How much more? I mean, don't you get quite a bit already?
Yes, I do, but I want more.
Oh my Lord! Keep it clean, Dark Cece. I mean, listen.
I love you. I love your lives. You're the best. You are the best. You are.
I tried, Dark Cece. All right.
Yeah, you are. You're a
sweetheart. All right.
There I go. I can't flirt. I can't flirt anymore.
Okay. Listen, you got to keep it clean and, stay away from those bears, all right? Because they're looking
I'm not going to get near them, but I want everybody to go look at that video. Go watch it. I want y'all to go watch Zeus. He's doing a little moving and grooving. Yes, I love it. Okay, buddy, you have a great day.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Dark Cece. Wow. No lies detected. Oh my gosh. Dark MAGA Potato Masher. Thank you for making that video. I knew it would do the kingdom some good. Hello, the beautiful April. How are you doing?
I'm great. I just been busy working and all, and I'm just right now. I got a few minutes, but I didn't have the breaking news, dear. So we're just gonna have to wait till after the show to bring that in. I've been a little bit busy.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to speak on something and the importance of what's going on right now, because I heard a podcast with Lauren Bobo.
Oh my God.
The 3-time loser GED representative. And she's stating how religion should direct the government.
Really?
So we're going to take Mike Johnson sitting up there on his high horse, and we know he's part of that 7 Mountain Mandate, the religious extreme groups.
Wow, I never knew that.
This is, yeah. He's hardcore Zeus, hardcore. So we got all these extreme Christian groups trying to push their ideology and craziness upon us that's hurting all these minority communities, the LGBTQIA+, people of color, everything. They're trying to push all these laws and everything around. Mm-hmm. So she's stating that so I just want to make it clear. Does America stand behind its Constitution?
MAGA? We do, absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. So we got this fruitcake GED loser. We got this fruitcake saying that religion should direct the government, but our Constitution tells us, plus the Founding Fathers are always quoting the Founding Fathers, that we need to keep this separate. Because you know why we keep it separate?
Why?
we'd be going through the hell that all these other countries are going through right now because of religion. We
Bingo.
have every religion in the United States.
You hear that?
So they
Most
just picked the
diverse
little one
country on the planet. Tell them, April.
So what I want to do is push the Constitution. I'm going to hold it live today and try to explain to these Trumpers and these MAGAs, you know, and read it and explain it to them and quote what the founding fathers said about it.
Thank you.
We've got to make sure that our Constitution stays intact, because we know the Orange Cheeto man want to dismantle the Constitution to keep him in office.
Exactly.
So it's very important that we make sure that's the prime thing, is our Constitution, and to keep it intact.
Exactly.
And if Nutty, you're in here, I'd like for you to join this evening, because, you know, he knows a little bit about the Constitution.
Yeah. So this is a live about understanding the Constitution, because once again, the Trump supporters, MAGA, has revealed to us all they have no clue what it means.
No, and half of them, they always say, well, that's my First Amendment. They just have no idea that doesn't mean it's unlimited. You can't say whatever you want. You can't do whatever you want. I mean, Trump's showing showing his butt right now in court, you know, trying to say, oh, my First Amendment, my First Amendment. And
they're asking what time are you going live?
It'll be 5 o'clock.
What time? Eastern time?
5 o'clock Eastern.
Bingo!
North Carolina time.
North Carolina time, 5 p.m. MAGA, each and every single one of you, I expect to see you front and center in the audience.
Because we need to review this Constitution, because they have no idea. They're saying, oh, yeah, religion needs to dictate to the government. No, we go by the Constitution in this country.
Amen.
And the Constitution keeps it equal and fair to every person that is in this country, whether they're Muslim, Hindu, Christian, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what's going on. So I'm gonna wrap it up so you can close it out, and we can find more on what crazy Trump's doing.
Yeah, I did. I'm reading it. It says just an update that I see. It says Trump slams the proceedings as very unfair trial before court adjourns for a break. Okay. During testimony, Donald Trump leaned into the microphone saying, "This is very unfair, very, very, and I hope the public is watching." And then they took a 15-minute break. What a shame.
Lord have mercy. Gosh, let it come to. Come on, Jack Smith. Time's just moving too slow.
It really is.
Slow.
I really am hoping that he's in jail and in handcuffs by the end of this day. Just do it. Just do it.
Do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. You have a great day, Zeus. I got to get back to work.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give up to the beautiful April. And to the person, Gen X Warrior, you says way for the previous guest, April, to shame the folks with the GEDs. Gen X Warrior, that's not what April was doing. All right, come closer to the camera. Listen to what I'm saying. What we're saying is most of the Trump supporters out here are not as smart as they think they are, because most of the time their educational level has been capped at the GED. But April was being nice. I actually think it's at the 3rd grade level. Most of you MAGA possessed folks, y'all didn't get past the 3rd grade. And it's not a knock, but the thing is, if you only made it to the 3rd grade with your understanding, do not get on the internet and say you know or understand anything. The best you can do is repeat information like your name. All right? You can do some basic math, and that's fine. But the thing is, don't try to measure up against folks like myself or others who've actually gone to school, became experts and disciplined in the industries, in the field that they've been in. because you're only going to make yourself and everyone like you look stupid. And it hurts, right? You know what hurts? Did I hurt your feelings when I said that? You're darn right I did. Because it's an insult to me. You mean to tell me I spent all of those years getting my rear end kicked, handed to me because I had to learn the truth because I was silly just like you? So I went through the process of, being humiliated and embarrassed in order to learn the new information. But you think you're exempt from doing that. What makes you so special? And if you haven't done it, I'm not going to knock you, but don't get out here and start talking crazy to those of us who have done the work. Get up out of your feelings, all right? Stop acting like Donald Trump. Stop acting like every time somebody says something true, it's a personal attack. No. It's a wake-up call for your behind to get it together. I'm so tired of these Trump supporters waking up every day trying to figure out how to be a victim. Especially the ones who attacked the Capitol on January 6th. All right, I told you all this weekend I went into a Twitter space and, they call it X. And these Trump supporters are crying because the Palestinian people are protesting. And they're saying, well, why can they protest? Why can they go to the Capitol and climb the fence? And I said, what those folks are doing is tied to a social justice movement, just like the BLM movement was. But what you criminals did on January 6th is unforgivable. If it was up to me, if I could be the one that they put in office, they got this Project 25 thing, right? If I was the dictator installed, all right? First order of business, every Trump supporter, I'm stripping away their citizenship. You're not American citizens. You're liars. You're traitors to this country. All right? Take away your citizenship because what you did with the help of the former president, who we now see is way more corrupt and fraudulent than anyone could ever imagine. Way more immoral. What you did by aligning with him and attacking our Capitol on January 6th is unforgivable. It's despicable. It's despicable. It's disgusting. You're not victims, MAGA. You're not. You're the harassers and the abusers. And I want you to go to, if you don't walk away from this live with one thing in mind, I want you to walk away with that. You are the harassers and the abusers. You will never get a pass on January 6th, no matter what part of this earth you try to hide and go find it. You'll never get a pass. It was an organized, planned attack on the United States government. Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, military gear and equipment, folks with pipe bombs. All right? And you did attack the Capitol. You breached the Capitol. You attacked law enforcement. Folks lost their lives. You're responsible for Ashley Babbitt losing her life. You went in there and interrupted Congress from certifying President Joe Biden. All of this because you chose to believe Donald Trump's lie. And you still do. So yes, with your third grade educations, that's the problem. You think you're smart, but you're not. And we're tired of having to remind you of just how ignorant you truly are. All right, I'm going to take one more guess, then I got to get up out of here because Donald Trump's in the courtroom acting a plumb dumb fool. And his supporters are in here acting like victims once again. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is enough to get me activated. And I don't want to be activated on TikTok this early in the morning. But you listen up, you traitors, you seditionists, treasonous traitors, conspiracy theory, promoting, lying, grifting. You know what? Playtime is over. You're not winning, you're losing. Jail or hell. That's all we're serving over here for you Trump supporters. Jail or hell. All right, let's bring up my next guest. All right, Miss Boss Diva. They didn't got me activated, Miss Boss Diva. I'm so sorry.
I see.
I gotta apologize for that. But I
no,
don't like these folks coming in
don't
here acting like they victims.
apologize. don't apologize. It is what it is. And they've created this, chaotic scene that we have to eradicate anyway. So, yes, I came up here actually for two reasons. One, which is the first order of business, to tell you how absolutely handsome.
Oh, right. Listen, that did make me feel a little better. That made me feel a little bit better. Thank you, Miss Baldy.
Beautiful, especially when you're getting up in the camera and you telling the maggots, what they really and truly are. Yeah, right. The angles are even better.
I tried my best.
So it sounds like to me here, I'm looking at some news, and I see John Eastman was on 60 Minutes, right?
Yeah.
And he is still lying. He's still, he's basically saying he gave his client, Donald Trump, the best advice that a lawyer can give, basically, right?
Yeah.
And I would actually agree with that, Zeus, because, we're headed straight up to a conviction. I think that Fonnie Willis is first up.
Yep.
That's my own personal opinion.
Exactly.
And the dominoes will fall from there, right? But so I wanted to say that Miss Boss Diva is on vacation, and this is her evil twin.
Well, listen, I love it. Give it to her.
Yeah, so she's developing a following and everything. So
good.
Don't already follow, please do that.
Yes. Is this a different account?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
It's the backup.
Okay. I gotta make sure I keep up with them. Okay, because where you go, I have to follow.
They're so in their feelings, and they're so childish, and they're emotional and everything. And every word, hit dogs will holler, right? So every word just seems to offend them. But they can say whatever they want to say, and their orange Jesus can say whatever he wants to say, and everything is all fine and good. But as soon as we, criticize their actions and hold them accountable for the things that they do, call them out on the things that they do, then they want to, try to silence our voice and take us down and do these things. But, like you said, Zeus, MAGA is not smart at all. They think that they're smarter than us, but they are not. And we will always be 10 steps ahead of y'all.
Yeah.
Okay? Always. I mean, we have way too many very intelligent people in here that outnumber. It takes 32 MAGA to form a whole set of teeth in your mouth. So, you know what I mean? One tooth per MAGA, right?
Ooh, no lies detected.
So it takes all of that just for them to come up with one idea. Where we are collective.
Tell them, Miss Boss Diva.
We're individual and collective. So. So they really should be sitting their special behinds down and listening to this special broadcast, right?
No lies detected. Exactly.
No lies detected whatsoever. And yes, Trump is basically acting a fool in the courthouse. I want Ingron to just say, you know what, I'm tired of you. Put your behind over here in contempt of court. And we'll just set you up for 30 days. How about that?
Yeah. He
Yeah,
belongs in jail. He belongs in jail.
Yes, he does. He's truth socialing, still saying that, the election was rigged and stolen and all of that. It's crazy, man. That man is ridiculous. But I know that you want to wrap up, Zeus. Thank you very much for having me up.
You're welcome.
And I love you as always, and keep doing your good work.
All right, you too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Boss Diva. Now, listen, if I didn't get to you today, let me make sure I know who I didn't get to. Okay, I see the ones I didn't get to today. Don't worry. When I get online tomorrow, I will be making sure to get you. All right, I want to make sure I hear from all of you each and every show, but I do got to wrap it up and get up out of here. All right, but before I do, ladies and gentlemen, I want to end by saying this. MAGA, once again, you will never be the victims. There could be 1 million protests going on in this country, and you will never get the same pass as any of these protesters. Because what you did on January 6th is unforgivable. And a lot of you, you've even gone one step further. You've openly and proudly proclaimed that you enjoy supporting Vladimir Putin. That's why when I go into these rooms and I know it's red space, I go in there and I go, smells like KGB. Because a lot of you support Donald Trump and you support Vladimir Putin. So don't come at me and start talking about, well, the Constitution says this and it's my... No, that doesn't apply to you. As far as I'm concerned, you don't even deserve to be called American citizens. Your citizenship should be stripped away from you, okay? And we should give it to someone who needs it and deserves it a lot more. Maybe the folks coming into this country from the border you like to cry and complain about. Maybe we should give your citizenship to them and give you their status. How about that? Those folks are more loyal to the United States Constitution than you. And you want to sit up here and go, well, what's the difference between the folks protesting in Washington, D.C. this weekend over the Palestinian? Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Trying to be victims. You want to... What's the difference between what happened on BLM? Oh, look at them. They actually went as far as to say they burned cities down. These cities that you're saying were burned down, if they were burned down, why are they still up? Because they weren't burned down. So stop spreading that lie. Jesus Christ. I've already revealed you to be false prophets, fake Christians, hypocrites, or whatever you want to call yourselves. The jig is up, MAGA. Get on the right side of history, or jail or hell will be your futures, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, I am done, and I am out of here. Take care and have a great rest of your morning, all right?
Truth always, the most handsome in the kingdom.
And I really am the most handsome. And by the way, I want to get this out there. There's only one choice right now. President Biden, period. If you don't like what President Biden is doing, I get it. I really do. Nobody's perfect. I get that. But there's really only one choice. And that's President Biden. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Because the alternative is unimaginable. Thank you, Dark Hand. And yes, I'm poking the bear. Am I poking the bear, Reggie? Dark MAGA Potato Masher. Am I poking the bear? All right. Russian operatives. That's what they are. Your lives are full of hate. This is what they say. Your lives are full of hate. You make us MAGA seem like we're terrible people. This is what they say to me. It's not like everything they say is true. Well, why don't you go live and tell the truth then? And stop coming into my live and crying, MAGA. Oh, I know why. Because you can't be victims over there. You can come into my live and be a victim, right? Because that's your favorite thing to do. Where can I be a victim at? On TikTok. Oh, I know. Let me go into Zeus's live and cry. The Democrats are destroying the country. Yeah, right. Tell them, Angel. Yeah, grab your goose.
Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose.
Hey.
I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth.
Play a hating on the gods, boy, you're such a douche. Trump is the devil, absolutely. He's the leader of those demons. All right, go read the Bible for those of you Trump supporters. In the Bible, there's a part where a legion of demons, they confronted Jesus, right? And they knew it was Jesus. They said, listen, we know you're so powerful. Why don't you just cast us into these pigs? Yeah, you know what Jesus did? He cast those MAGA demons into those pigs. And those pigs went off the cliff, ladies and gentlemen. I kid you not.
I just want to buy
here we go. Here he goes.
Now mine on the beat, making hard like fruit.
One more that we have.
On the beat.
All right, Reggie. Let's give it to him one more time. Here we go for your MAGA.
Easy on the beat like Zeus.
He's deranged.
Keep the love catch that like
He's deranged.
RMC on the beat.
He's deranged.
Yeah, you heard about
He's deranged.
Catch that.
He's deranged.
Catch that.
He's deranged.
Yeah, nigga. Catch that. It's me.
He's deranged.
It's Zeus.
Catch that. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Hey. All right, I got to get to checking in with Donald Trump in the courtroom today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have a great rest of your morning, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel.